Hello everyone, this is our second day in Hanoi and we are starting our day with this lovely breakfast spread in our hotel. And it's important to fuel ourselves because we have a jam-packed day of traveling ahead of us. So we have rented a two-wheeler from a hotel and this is the best mode of transport in Hanoi. Do note, it's a right-hand drive and helmets are mandatory for both the riders. We are starting our day by visiting the iconic Ho Chi Minh Mausoleum complex, which houses Ho Chi Minh Mausoleum, Museum, Presidential Palace, House of Stills, One Pillar Pagoda, and the Badin Square. The mausoleum where President Ho Chi Minh's body is kept is open only till 11 am in the morning, and we reached here just in time. So we are standing in front of the Ho Chi Minh Mausoleum. This is the place where the body of Ho Chi Minh is kept. Ho Chi Minh died in September 1969, 25 years after declaration of independence from France and nearly 6 years before his forces unified northern and southern Vietnam. Ho Chi Minh resided in North Vietnam while the war with America was going on. The people from south couldn't visit him, though Ho Chi Minh wanted to be cremated with his ashes spread across Vietnam because of the reason that people from south wanted to get a last glimpse of him. His body was embalmed and kept in the mausoleum right here. So we got a chance to visit, and an important tip is come here before 11. We just got a narrow window to get in and see his body, which takes not more than 1 or 2 minutes, but yeah, come before 11 because after 11 they start closing it very fast. The mausoleum, the presidential palace, or the place stilt house where Ho Chi Minh lived. That's Badin Square, which we'll check out in some time, and in front of it is the Vietnam's National Assembly. That's the Presidential Palace, a beautiful French colonial style building, but it is not accessible to tourists. This modest house, which is also known as house number 54, is where President Ho Chi Minh decided to live instead of the Grand Presidential Palace. After living in house number 54, President Ho moved to this stilt house, which was designed similar to the stilt houses seen in northern mountainous areas of Vietnam, as a reminder of the day spent by him preparing for the revolution. The lower floor has a meeting area, while the upper one has a study room, bookshelf, and a bedroom. So we are still in the Ho Chi Minh Mausoleum complex, and next to the mausoleum is the One Pillar Pagoda, which if you observe looks a bit peculiar because it resembles a lotus, with the pillar being the stem and the pagoda being the petals of the lotus. Just like India, lotus is the national flower of Vietnam. Earlier standing at the back side of the mausoleum. Right now we are in the front. So right now we are standing in Badin Square, and this is where Ho Chi Minh declared independence on 2nd September 1945. where nearly 500,000 people attended the Declaration of Independence in this very square.
And that's the Ho Chi Minh Museum, which celebrates the life of Ho Chi Minh and the history of Vietnam. So we are back on the road again and we are going to the next attraction, which is Imperial Citadel of Thang Long.
So we are standing in the Imperial Citadel of Thang Long. Thang Long, which was the older name of Hanoi. Thang Long means ascending dragon. And right now we are standing in front of Yên Thien Palace, which was the most remarkable structure on this site, which was built in 1428. When French invaded Vietnam, they destroyed the building and built French structures on top of it. Of the palace, which was built in 1428, only the steps remain, which are two pairs of dragon and the foundation on which the palace once stood. Right now on the foundation they just have a replica or a board where you can see how the palace would have looked.
The citadel was also used as the headquarters of the Vietnamese People's Army, and this particular bunker was the heart and soul of North Vietnam during the war.
We are in the Imperial Citadel of Thang Long. Earlier in the 7th century, this was a Chinese fortress. When the Chinese rule ended in the 10th century, King Lai Thai constructed the Imperial Citadel of Thang Long on top of the fortress. Most of the citadel that existed back in the day has been destroyed due to multiple wars happening in the region. So behind me is the 33-meter long flag post, which was built in 1812.
After all that walking, we are really hungry and we have picked just the right place for having lunch. So we have come to Huong Lien, to try their famous buncha, which became popular after Obama and Anthony Bourdain visited this place.
So we have come to one of the most popular places in Hanoi to try something which is native to Hanoi. To try a dish called buncha. This is a place which became popular after Obama and Anthony Bourdain visited this place to try their famous buncha. Buncha is basically grilled pork along with rice noodles served with herbs, some red chilies and garlic. The pork is smelling really good. I think after banh mi, this is the best dish that I have tried. The pork is really nice, tender, and it's grilled, it's fatty, it's tasting really good, and the sauce is sweet and sour, and these rice noodles are really light. This is heavenly, and I know why this place is so popular. The food here is terrific and definitely deserves the amount of praise it has in Hanoi.
Hidden in this dark alleyway is our next spot, Cafe Jiang, which is quite popular in Hanoi and is also believed to be the birthplace of the famous Vietnamese egg coffee.
Right now we are sitting in Cafe Jiang, which opened in 1946. It is one of the most legendary places to visit in Vietnam to try egg coffee. This cafe was opened in 1946 when there was a shortage of milk to add into the coffee. When the owner of the cafe, Mr. Jiang, substituted milk with egg yolk. And there is egg yolk at the bottom, so let's whisk it properly before drinking. I thought it will have the odor and taste of an egg, but it doesn't. It has a prominent taste of coffee, and it's quite creamy, quite frothy. It's really good. So we have also ordered one more drink here, a colder option, egg cocoa with almond. Let's see how this tastes. Wow, this is really good. To enter the Noxon temple, you have to cross a red bridge which has been the iconic image of Hanoi, and it is built in the Buddhist style of architecture. We are now standing at the Noxon temple, which is also known as the Jade Mountain temple, which is situated next to the Hoan Kiem lake. So this particular temple has been constructed in the 19th century to honor Tran Hung Dao, the greatest military general of the Vietnamese army. The temple also pays homage to the god of prosperity according to the Chinese and Taoist community. There is also a third statue of Amitabha, a holy Buddha, which gives us an understanding of how different cultures and different religions have coexisted in Vietnam. Noxon temple is on the banks of Hoan Kiem Lake, and Hoan Kiem Lake translates to the lake of the restored sword.
Next to the temple, there is a building that displays the preserved bodies of two big turtles of a rare species that once lived in the Hoan Kiem Lake. According to the folklore, a magical turtle surfaced from the lake and lent a magical sword to Emperor Le Loi, who led Vietnamese forces against invaders.
come to the Note Cafe, which is very close to the place we are staying, Splendid Hotel. So this cafe is quite popular among tourists because, as you can see, there are multiple notes which are stuck around the wall. In fact, there are some stuck around here, even on the lamp, the windows. So basically, the table, every single place that your eyes can see, there are notes. And that's how the cafe gets its name, the Note Cafe. Of course, we had to come here to try their coffee and also experience this place, and it looks amazing. There are so many notes, so many messages from people from different parts of the world, and I think it's a great concept. And of course, at the end of the day, it is also a cafe. So let's try the coffee. We have ordered the coconut coffee. I think I'm trying coffee with coconut flavor for the first time, and it's their speciality. So definitely, I think it was worth a try. And I think in Vietnam also, coconut coffee, as I had read, is quite popular.
Oh, I can drive it as long as you're not on it.
This is good, very mild flavor of coconut. There is an aftertaste, in fact. From the first sip, I couldn't get the taste of coconut, but there is a lingering aftertaste of coconut. As a coffee, it's really good, it's strong, it's very cold, it's 11 degrees. So coffee is the drink of choice, and this is good. Also, we'll make some notes and stick it on the wall and show it to you.
So our next stop is the famous train street of Hanoi, which is basically a single railway track surrounded by cafes and houses on either side of the track at a distance of few meters. There are only a few trains which pass this track, and around the arrival time of the train, the tourists flock this area to catch a glimpse of the train. Needless to say, it makes up for great pictures for your social media. And I would suggest to check the schedule of the trains before you come here. We were lucky enough to catch another train which was running late before we left. So we are back again at the beer street after a long and tiring day of travel. So we also tried this experience of sitting on these small stools just like the locals and trying some bar food. So this was at the beginning of the beer street, but as you go deeper in the alleyway, you have these clubs which have a dance floor and outside seating. To tell you the truth, the food at beer street wasn't that great, but this is our second day in a row coming here. But you have to come here for an immersive local experience, good beer and great party vibe.
I hope you're liking the content we are making. Hope you like this video. Please hit the like button, share this video with your friends and family, and subscribe to our channel. Until next time, this is Prathamesh signing off.